So we see this time and time again here in this country, particularly Eamon Ryan seems to have a particular well, he hates everybody. Let's be fair, he hates every Irish person, but he kind of hates the farmers, particularly the people who grow our food. Let's just put the record straight here before we say anything else. Only for farmers and stuff like that, making food and producing food and growing food, we wouldn't be alive. Let's be honest, the population would be basically famined. What happened back years ago. If we didn't have farmers, we're lucky to have farmers. It's a hard job being a farmer. It's a very early start. It's hard work. Let's put it that way. And obviously, with the government we have at the moment, for hundreds of thousands of years, Irish people ploughed the land and look after the land. And now the government, in a few years' time, we're talking about the next 10 years, the government will not allow that. We're not allowed to even have a tractor on the road unless it's electric. You won't be allowed to even grow a turnip in your backyard if the government gets away with it. Because we all know what the World Economic Forum, they've basically said it. And there's big money in it too. We all know where there's money, there's always a plan with the World Economic Forum and stuff like that. So the what does so they look like red meat. Leo particularly seems like he wants telling Irish people not to have red meat and stuff. But it is important. You need to understand this as a physical standpoint for you, even young men and from women. It's important that you get your different proteins like red meat, a bit of bread, whatever, milk and too for your bones and stuff like that. It's important. It is important stuff for your development, for your day to day movement and stuff. And the government, you know what they want us to have? They want us to eat bugs. Now, to be totally honest with you, I don't know that people realise, we're not animals, we're humans, we're supposed to be eating human food, not fucking animal food. But I suppose in their messed up minds and in their mind, they think we're just all kind of puppets that we can just go along with whatever they tell us to do without asking any questions. They think it's just that. Because the media is all up in arms saying, oh yeah, I agree with Eamon Ryan, he's the best. And, everybody else in the country has a different opinion than Eamon Ryan, but the media don't portray it. But we see this happening all the time. It's just attacks on farmers and attacks and attacks and attacks. Particularly as again you see the majority of them, they can't even sell tough now. They can't do anything with tough. The sumo will actually do anything. It's crazy now. It's crazy what to do in this country. But down the line, you will probably beat snails and bugs and stuff like that. And what I'm trying to say is the complete insanity, and they say about climate change and stuff like that. Like there was a volcano that erupted in the former Dutch East Indies, basically Indonesia. There was a volcano that erupted with a huge amount of ash, and even take Tonga in the Pacific Ocean. It basically blew up the volcano, and hundreds of thousands of tons of ash went up into the atmosphere. Basically, what a human population, the whole human population of Earth, could probably do in 10 years, happened within 10 minutes. Basically, the whole ash went up into the atmosphere from a natural volcano and stuff like that. So, what I'm trying to say is, it's going to make very little difference, and particularly for such a small country, be different of China and stuff like that. Or India. But again, Eamon Ryan has no care to ask China, can you close down your power plants, coal power plants? He wouldn't dare say it. He wouldn't dare, And particularly, again, it doesn't seem to be so with climate change and stuff to him because he's flying out to Dubai and he doesn't seem to give a shit. And he's out having a talk with loads of people that drill oil. Let's put it this way, the United Arab Emirates, if he said to them, stop drilling oil, they probably would chuck him out very quickly. Let's put it that way. He's not going to challenge them on drilling oil and stuff like that, because obviously that's not good for the environment. But, you can't really tell them what to do. And particularly you can't really tell Uncle Sam too. Because Uncle Sam kind of go wherever the oil is, let's put it that way. But yeah, even when, he's a complete joke, let's put it this way. Because eating bugs and snails is alright in France, maybe that's their tradition, but Irish people, we know ourselves, we've grown our own food for hundreds of thousands of years. As you've seen during the famine, it was basically a genocide that was happened. The British took loads of wheat and stuff, and it was a bad harvest for a long time. You've seen that. And the government, and goes down to the next part, the government don't want you to be self-sufficient. Like years ago, we know many people would have their own vegetables in their backyard and stuff. They were self-sufficient, they could feed themselves without having to go to these big chains and stuff like Aldi and Lidl, these big foreign chains that are here paying no tax. The government don't want that. They don't want you to be self-sufficient. They don't want you to take care of yourself. The government want to tell you what to do at every point in the day. This is where we got in modern Ireland. The government just want to be basically your mother and father and telling you what to do and when to do it and how to do it. Even though you don't want them to tell you, they're going to tell you anyway. And if you don't listen, they're going to put you in prison for 12 years under the new hate speech legislation. Because if you dare question the government, on what they tell you to do, because it's for the greater good, as one Green Party senator said in the Dáil. We have to restrict freedoms for the greater good. But what's the greater good? But nobody ever explains that either. What's the greater good? Nobody ever explained it. It's for the greater good, but who's the greater good? Who does it benefit? You have to ask these questions. But again, I just want to utterly say, I can't stress this enough. We can't allow the government to tell you what you can eat, first of all, because you pay for, take for example, if you're having red meat or a beef or steak or whatever, you're perfectly entitled. The government shouldn't have an opinion in that, let's put it that way, because at the end of the day, and I might as well tell you straight, I'm all for the environment and stuff like that, saving the planet and all that, but we have to call a spade here. It's not going to make a fuck all difference. And this is the next part too. When I'm talking about what they get rid of cows. So in a few years' time, there won't be such thing as a cow. They're going to slaughter all the cows in the country if the government get away with it. They want to cut the herd by 30%, and they want to cut it even more by 2050. Like, there won't be milk. They simply know, and there won't probably have goats or sheep or anything. They'll probably just kill all them too, because they just seem to have an agenda that they don't want them kind of animals like milk and stuff, because again, milk helps your bones, helps your protein, many different things. It gives you better, it's good for the body basically, having the milk every once in a while. They don't want that. They don't like that, obviously. And again, it just goes to show you they want you to have these fucking, I don't know what they want you to have, but it's more or less these grass. They want you to go and mix up grass, basically. Lift up grass in your backyard and fucking. Well, to be totally honest, yeah, that's another thing too. They don't want you to cut your grass in your backyard and too, but they don't want you to do anything really. But again, I have to stress this, that we simply cannot allow the government to let us just eat snails and bugs and fucking stuff, because at the end of the day, that's going to lower the human immune system, and it's going to lower people's. Because again, you need a balanced diet. You can't just eating them fucking shit for the rest of your life. Excuse my language, but that's just the reality. If the government got away with that's all you eat. And obviously they have big steaks and stuff in their houses. Don't worry about that. They'd be well looked after. But for the only peasant, as they see us, you have to eat your bugs. Shut up and eat your bugs. Not the most healthiest thing to do. People say it's self-sufficient, but for hundreds of thousands of years, this is what you need to understand. People ate beef, turkey, ate loads of stuff. They didn't need bugs, let's be fair. Let's call a spade a spade. That's idiotic stuff that they're coming out with. But we all know the World Economic Forum are hell-bound on doing it. And the European Union and stuff like that, they're just hell-bound on it. And it's creeping in here. You can see it every day of the week. They're trying to creep it in, particularly again. You see at the moment the government are gone hard on, just trying to push everything they can. We see with the herd too, they want to cut the herd and stuff like that. It's the beginning of it, let's put it that way. Because let's be fair, the government, this is the thing you need to understand, the government are not your friend. At the moment in time, the Irish government are nearly our enemies, to be totally honest, the enemies of the people. Because let's be fair, they have betrayed us over and again the last 20 years. They've sold the country out many times, and they'll sell us out again. The one people you can't trust is the government. They never have your best intent in heart. They're always out to fuck you over. And it's sad to say that about your own government, but it has to be said, it's the truth. You can't just deny it. You can't be in fucking denial, and particularly Eamon Ryan, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about your health. He simply does not care. That's just my opinion on it. Let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.